What's up, DzPeepz? This is your girl D coming at you with this sweet, piping hot tea. So sit on down and enjoy the show because Just D Show is raw and uncensored.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell.
What's up, DzPeepz? This is your girl D coming at you with this sweet, piping hot tea. So sit on down and enjoy the show because Just D Show is raw and uncensored.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell.
What's up, DzPeepz? This is your girl D coming at you with this sweet, piping hot tea. So sit on down and enjoy the show because Just D Show is raw and uncensored.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell.
Alright, y'all, what's up? What's up, everybody? Y'all give me just a brief moment. I was trying to make sure I got everything up and going on the channel. For those that are currently tuning in, please let me know if the volume on the background music is okay or if I need to turn it down, because I never know until I get a chance to go and watch the replay. Give me 1 second. Okay. So anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in. For those, if this is your first time tuning in, thank you and welcome to D's World. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. And turn on your notification bell. That way you get notified every time I go live or upload. For those that would like to support the channel, I do not use super chats or super stickers. So if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to send a donation to my Cash App, which is pinned in the chat and also scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And y'all make sure to go and subscribe to me on Rumble. Be sure to go do that right now. Subscribe and click follow. That way you get notified every time I go live on Rumble, because for the completely uncensored lives, which I do plan on doing some of those hopefully this weekend, you definitely need to be on Rumble, because I will actually stop the streaming to YouTube when those lives do start. And by the way, shout out to the new followers, because I got a notification that there are some new followers following me on TikTok and on Rumble and also on Instagram. So shout out to all of these peeps that are supporting across all platforms, and shout out to those that are watching right now on Twitch, on Rumble, and YouTube. Thank you so much for your support. Y'all don't forget to hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Because if you're here, you like me, even if you a troll. Trolls only watch channels that they like. So go on and hit that like, because we know you like the channel. And then be sure to sign the petition. Thank everybody that's been signing. I really do appreciate it. Give me 1 second. Forgot to bring it up on the screen. Wait, what? No. There you go. So shout out to the 800 signatures. Thank you so much. We are getting closer and closer to our first 1,000 signatures. So y'all be sure, for those who haven't, visit the website. The link is in the chat and it's up on the screen right now. Visit the website, click the link, and go ahead and remember to share the petition as well, because my goal is to get at least 15,000 signatures. That way I can go ahead and start litigation against YouTube for allowing the cyberbullying and gang stalking that's been going on. Thank you, Gemini Ant. Good to see you, my love. Good to see you. Thank you so much for letting me know about the volume. All right, so with this live, there is a lot going on. First of all, I plan on doing another live hopefully later this week, if not this weekend. There is so much going on. There's a lot going on with new lawsuits against Diddy, lawsuits against Jay-Z. All the stuff I told y'all that was going to happen is actually happening. But there is also what I've been seeing in these YouTube streets, Instagram streets, social media streets today, is everybody talking about Trump and Greenland and Gaza. So I decided to do the live on that tonight, because all of this is tying into my movie that I'm editing and producing right now, my Gog versus Magog movie, which talks about exactly what's going on right now. The peace treaty that I also told y'all last year was going to happen. For those of y'all that have been on my channel, if y'all remember me telling you last year that we were going to see a peace treaty before the end of 2025, can you just please type 2025 in the chat? Because I sure told y'all that was going to happen. For those that are still, questioning my psychic abilities, I told y'all that was going to happen. And yeah, it definitely has. But Trump's reasoning for wanting to control Greenland has nothing to do with, absolutely nothing to do with national security. It has everything to do with, you guessed it, money. And so good to see you, Neptune. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank y'all, because I'm like, I definitely said it last year. I was like, y'all, we're going to see a peace treaty this year where Trump and Putin, they're going to do the peace treaty and things are going to presumably end. But just like the scripture says, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. Then we got to also talk about the $1 billion. Trump, you done lost your motherfucking mind. Like, sir, you up here charging $1 billion for people to join your board of peace membership. Now, how, Sway? How are you declaring war but also trying to take over Gaza, but also trying to take over Greenland. Then his stupid ass had the nerve to actually sit up and say, and we're going to go over to Palestine and we're going to go over to Greenland. And, you know, Greenland won't be neighbors with Russia. Meanwhile, on the actual map, here's Russia, here's Greenland. Like, dude. You know, one thing I'm going to say for Trump is that he gives hope to all the dumbasses that you too can be a president of the United States. You don't have to be educated whatsoever. You can be a criminal. You can be a convict. Hell, you can be convicted for all types of debt and fraud and tax evasion, but you can still be president. Boy, I'm telling you, I said, and he keeps talking about IQs. But yet your IQ is so very low, it's insane. So it's kind of a roast, but also educating y'all about the reality of what's going on. It is not at all what people think. And yeah, this whole, this stuff that he's doing with trying to dominate Greenland is causing a lot of issues with the United Nations and all of that. So Greenland is rich with gold, uranium, diamond, copper, and a lot more earth metals, and that all this is about money. It has nothing to do with national security. And I'm getting real sick and tired of people sitting up here, you know, really believing the bullshit without doing any research. Hold on, I'm bringing up the websites right now, because y'all know one thing that D is gonna do is come with receipts. Shout out to, let me address this right quick while I'm pulling these websites up. Jaguar Wright and the Blue Couch. Let me just publicly address y'all, because I already sent an email to them. I don't subscribe to their channel. I honestly stopped supporting their channel when I stopped supporting Jaguar's channel, because I only really knew about them because of her. Quite a few of y'all have brought to my attention that she has been apparently going to their channel and taking credit for the work I do on this channel. And since I know you're probably watching right now, Jaguar, I'm going to address you directly. First of all, I'm never going to fuck with you the way I did before, ever. Do I forgive you? Absolutely. Do I pray that you one day find your healing? Absolutely, because I'm a high vibrational high priestess. But when it comes to, because this isn't the first time, like I've been hearing this actually throughout the entire year of 2025. And videos keep popping up. This is how I know YouTube is messy. Videos keep popping up in my feed of channels that I don't even subscribe to or watch. Same thing on Instagram, where things that I have said on this platform, you go to Real Life Street Stars and all these other platforms where they have larger followings, and you put out content claiming that it's your content or your research, knowing damn well you got it from here, because my subscribers have told me. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, we're all grown, everybody can do what they want to do, but I look at people sideways that still support these platforms. Even when y'all bring me bones, I still look at you sideways, because why are you supporting platforms that you know people have been disrespectful to me on this platform? So I'm just being honest about that. Now, when it comes to taking my actual content, including you taking credit for the digital analysis that I did of the Storm Monroe video, what was it, last December, that's already fucked up. But for you to continue, even down to the lives I did about the Diddy documentary, I had like 5 people hit me up about that. D, Jaguar's over there on the Blue Couch repeating everything you said verbatim. Okay, that means you're a fan in denial. Like all the other ones, you're a fid. And clearly, I think what happened is you fucked around and fell into some type of feelings, because it's real weird that it's been almost a year since the fuckery you did on your channel to me, and you're still watching my channel. And not only still watching, going and taking my content and pretending like it's yours. So when I continue to hear about this and then go and confirm that it's true, all of this, when I tell you that the shit that I saw that's about to come towards you, this ain't, you don't want to be doing the shit you doing, Jaguar. I saw where people are not going to be on this earth much longer, that you're very close to and very connected to, some that you even live with. And even with what you have done, I still don't even want that for you. What I do want is for you to seriously take your mental wellness seriously and go get the help that you need, because that is weird as hell. I don't watch your channel. I don't go to your channel. I don't care. But it's weird to me that every single thing I talked about during all of my lives about the Diddy documentary, you went and repeated verbatim on their channel and acted like it was your research. Pretty soon, you're not going to be able to do that. What I literally saw was orange being your new black. I saw Odell get shot in Oakland. And I saw Grace get murdered in the 5D. That's what I saw. And I saw funerals. What I think you need to do, for real, you need to go to God. Because you have completely lost your way. Completely. On a spiritual level. You really have. And I think the real reason you still watch this channel, because this is the only channel you could ever come to get healing. You can't get that anywhere else, because nobody else that you're affiliated with is even on a high enough frequency to be able to do that. They're all low frequency. My subscribers were even telling me how apparently, I guess, because I didn't watch the whole live. I mean, I ain't got time for that. But apparently, you know, she had went on there and they were asking her questions from what I was told. And she was talking about YouTube drama. People that are pursuing healing, people that are pursuing goals don't have time for that. But I'm publicly addressing you because I know you still watch this channel. The more you continue to steal and take credit for my content, trust me when I say you and those platforms are going to be held accountable for that. That actually goes against YouTube's community standards. Now, it's one thing for fair use. It's another thing when you plagiarize someone else's content. That's literally like me going to your channel and downloading a video and posting it on my channel and acting like I'm the one that made it. It's the same shit. So I'm publicly addressing this because so many people have come to me with this. If I were you, Jaguar, I think the best thing you can do for yourself is truly repent. And I think that once you actually make things right, maybe some of the things that are about to come your way may not happen. But if I see anything 3 times, trust me, it's about to happen. And I wasn't even going to publicly say this, but I'm publicly saying it now. That way, when these things do occur, just like everything else I be telling y'all that's about to happen, you're going to be like, D tried to warn you. It's not in any way a threat. It's literally a spiritual warning. You need to stop before you lose everything in your life. Everything and everyone. Because one thing about it, baby girl, my ancestors don't give no fucks. They don't have the heart that I do. And once all of y'all are in their hands, you're in their hands. I'm never going to bring harm to you or anybody else. But you will continue to bring harm to yourself. I will tell you that. And you will continue to attract things into your life that are going to be devastating. This is why I don't seek revenge on people, even though I'm a Scorpio and it's in our sign to do that when you're not healed. I don't, because what I know is that the beauty of being a Scorpio is we love to let people hang themselves. I love to let people, you know, kind of just think whatever. And it's like, nah, my kindness isn't a weakness. It just means I'm sitting back and just gonna let you hang yourself spiritually. But you really, really need to get help. And it's beyond betterhelp.com. It's beyond hitting the link, pull a little tink. You need to go get psychological help. You really do. Because the way you're out in these YouTube streets is insane, quite honestly. So I just wanted to address that first to get that out of the way. Now, here we go. This is the one that I wanted. No, I don't want any notifications. Beat it. Trump and this board of peace and this acquisition of Greenland. Gold, uranium, diamond, copper, and more. Which rare earth minerals are found in Greenland? Actually, several of them are in Greenland. No, I don't. Okay, I don't want the cookies. Get off of here. Thank you. So Greenland, the world's largest island, is not only strategically located in the Arctic, but also rich in largely untapped mineral resources, including rare earth metals, elements essential for modern technologies, as well as potential oil and gas reserves. So we have uranium, gold, copper, oil and gas, and y'all think that this whole Greenland shit is about national security? Come on, man. Now, Trump, you might be an idiot. The rest of us are not. We know what this is really about. Because let's just critical thinking. Has any other president before Trump ever tried to go over and dominate and take control of Greenland and try to force them to become part of the United States? I can't think of any former presidents that have done that. But the current president, y'all's president, because he ain't my president, y'all's president has been in debt for decades. And currently, he's in debt to Putin in Russia. How, Sway, how were you able to come up with $1 billion within a year, but yet you've cut all the federal funding to programs in this country for people who need it? Tried to cut Medicaid, tried to cut Medicare, did cut SNAP, cut a whole bunch of federal funding, making it very difficult for Americans who need the help. Not the ones who are lazy, but the ones who actually need the help. But yet you were able to come up with $1 billion and basically have this new, let's go back here, board of peace. People have to buy in they have to buy in $1 billion to get a chair on the board of peace. While you just got done threatening Venezuela. Then tried to become their president. Now you're doing the same thing in Greenland. You know, trying to get them to become part of the United States and causing so much division within the United Nations. Do y'all remember when I told y'all that in my premonition I had in 2013 that Russia and China took over the U.S. and started kicking in the doors and putting us all in those concentration camps? Yeah, this is the beginning of all of that. And Trump is not the president that God chose, Jaguar. Trump is the president that was put in position by the Illuminati. Let's be real. We know who runs the country behind closed doors. Okay? In 2013, I had that premonition, me and Amanda, about Russia and China, because our country's in debt to both countries, taking over the U.S., and they start kicking in all of our doors. They're dragging us out of our residences and putting us in them damn FEMA concentration camps. Now, from what I have seen, the peace treaty that they put into place in 2025, good to see you, Andrew. Thank you so much for tuning in. That peace treaty will be in effect for 3 to 5 years. And then we're going to start seeing what I already saw over a decade ago. We're going to start seeing that play out in real time. Thank you. I actually did say that a long time ago. So when I was seeing all of this today, because like I said, I've seen it on YouTube. Actually, no, I didn't. I saw this on Instagram because I follow, what's his name? Billy Carson on Forbidden Knowledge. He did a quick reel where he was exposing Trump's real reason for the whole Greenland acquisition, you know, him trying to acquire Greenland. And people were going in on him like, oh, so now you're talking about politics? For me, it's not about politics. This is about prophecy. Literally what I was shown over a decade ago, manifesting in real time. And my movie, Gog versus Magog, which I was shown in heaven when I died and went to heaven. I wasn't even aware of what Gog and Magog were until I had that experience. That was in 2008, where they showed me Gog versus Magog and the double doors with all the religious symbols and everybody going through the double doors, following the false prophets and the false leaders. They went through the double doors and plummeted into hell. And then those of us that were the chosen went into the narrow door that said Yeshua, the true Christ, also known as Jesus. That's why I'm covering this. I don't give a damn about politics because I know the truth about politics. It's bullshit. But when it comes to biblical prophecy being fulfilled and getting the dead in Christ shall rise, that's to get the people to wake up spiritually. To be prepared for this, not to fear it. Get off the grid. I have been given this spiritual assignment to do this. Even if people don't like it, even if people don't agree with it, even if people don't support it, I don't care. What I was shown in heaven, what I was told to do when they sent me back here is exactly what I'm doing. Showing people the truth and hoping that they will wake up. And also exposing all this bullshit. And exposing the corruption and all of that. Thanks, Andrew. For real, because that's why when I did a lot of research today, which is why I have so many different articles I'm getting ready to show y'all. But as soon as I saw this, I said, that's what this is about. National security. How the fuck, first of all, how the hell is Greenland going to be a threat to the United States of America when, one, not affiliated with our country, nowhere near here? Greenland has nothing to do with the war. The Palestinian-Israel war, they're a part of the sector of Gog and Magog, but they're not in the middle of that. And I'm finna show y'all what Putin said about that too. You know, Trump's buddy. It's some crazy shit. And like I said, Trump, he definitely is the president to bring about prophecy, just not in a good way. Okay, hold on. Why is this not scrolling down? Hold on. There we go. So yeah, Greenland has 25 of the 34 critical minerals identified in the European Union's, that's what UE stands for, or EU, official critical raw metals list. This includes graphite, lithium, and rare earth metals. 43 of the 50 minerals deemed critical to U.S. national security and economic stability may all... See, let me highlight that. 43 of the 50 minerals deemed critical to U.S. national security and economic stability may also be found on the island. Do we now understand why Donald Trump is going so hard to take over Greenland, which is an island in the Arctic? Like, dude, the most crooked president we have ever had in the most debt. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just want to take over Greenland? Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit, bro. Okay, hold on. Which is this? That looks like graphite. Okay, what's with the pop-ups? No thanks. Yep, graphite deposits. Natural graphite uses the EV batteries in those cars. You know, Elon Musk cars. The Teslas. Again, I put it all together. I was like, bruh, he ain't shit for this. Targeting natural graphite used in EV batteries, steel making and other industrial applications. Graphite is a very important component of modern battery technology. So again, all of this is in Greenland, and all of a sudden Trump wants to go over and try to dominate Greenland and try to, you know, force, man, your ass, boy, I'm telling you, motherfucker stupid as hell. If Trump's gonna do anything, he's gonna destroy this country. Talking about he's the president God chose. Nah, he's the president to fulfill prophecy and to fuck off our whole entire country's economic stability. They want the land to build the Golden Dome. Absolutely. Yep. That's why I chose the photo I chose. I made that the thumbnail, and I'm gonna show y'all that too. This fool is actually calling Gaza Trump's Gaza, and has like golden images of himself, which in the Bible is considered idolatry. He made it. Yeah, here we go. Let me show y'all. He made an AI video. Like, this shit is wild, bro. It's really fucking wild. This man really does believe he's God. Yeah, Trump shares AI. No, I don't want the cookies. Can you please get off my screen? I don't care. Beat it. Trump shares AI video of Gaza vision featuring golden statues, bearded belly dancers, and Netanyahu on a sunbed. Let me show y'all something real quick. Like, this man really thinks he's like, hey Zeus. You know, hey Zeus. The mythical Greek god. I really do believe Trump thinks he's God, which is nuts. Wait, what? No, I don't want to bookmark that. Hold on. Is it Daniel 3? Yup, where King Nebuchadnezzar erected a golden statue and commanded everyone to worship it. Yes. Oh my God. Okay, let me show y'all this. This is crazy. Okay, so y'all see these golden statues. These golden statues, right? I just want to do a side-by-side comparison. Exactly. Yep. He wants to take everything every other country has instead of fixing this country. Like Greenland, and then the dumbass was calling Iceland Greenland. I just am like, how Sway, how the fuck did you become president? Like, for real, like you that stupid. I don't understand it at all. Hold on, I gotta stop sharing because StreamYard be with that. We stopped the audio, even though I haven't played any audio, but whatever. Hold on. Okay, so apparently, let me temporarily pause the background music. This is the video he put on Truth Social. Let me switch my banner. All video, any videos that I share with you guys are for fair use, covered under the copyright disclaimer, fair use, commentary, blah, blah, blah. Let's play it and see real quick. Okay, because of the... Okay. I really hate how they have the controls on here. But it says, Donald Trump shares what's next for Gaza video on Truth Social. Again, this man has a really psychotic God complex. I don't know why. Pause. Y'all remember when he got into it with Elon Musk and they fell out and I told y'all that was just all bullshit? Why the fuck is Elon Musk this is a video he put on Truth Social. Now, what I want y'all to remember is what I just read to you about EV batteries, okay? And who controls all of the Tesla vehicles? Elon Musk. So that was the first thing that stood out to me. It's an AI video, but you got your former homeboy who you fell out with as the first American person to pop up on the video sitting there eating food. But we supposed to believe that y'all fell out and you hate him. Bullshit. I kept telling y'all that.
Here, Trump Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright.
They're saying in the lyrics, Trump Gaza is finally here. And they're calling it paradise. Sounds like somebody might maybe think that they're a god. You got a $1 billion buy-in to be on the board of peace. It's a $1 billion buy-in for the board of peace membership. And then you've had somebody put together an AI video that basically projects you in the worst way in terms of idolatry. And then you're calling Gaza Trump's Gaza. I'm sorry, sir. Did you purchase Gaza? Like you're trying to purchase Greenland? Because last time I checked, you don't own Gaza. So why the fuck are you calling this shit Trump's Gaza? You are severely misled and definitely displaying delusions of extreme grandeur to think that you could rename Gaza Trump's Gaza while erecting golden statues of the They said Trump's Gaza, golden future, a brand new life. Now, everything I've seen in the Bible, this is not what's up. The idolatry, the golden statues. You know who else erects golden statues? Satanists. You know, they got golden statues of Baphomet. They got golden statues of all their different gods and Molech and, you know, the god of child sacrifice. Like, this is giving, I think I'm God and my name is Donald Trump. Even though I'm a fucking idiot running the goddamn country into the ground. And I said what I said. And YouTube can eat a dick. I don't care. I said what I said. Elon Musk. Yeah. They're absolutely playing games. Yep. And that war is coming. I really believe within the next 4 years, 5 at the most, shit's not going to be the same. I really believe that. And here's something else that is also creepy and ties into all of this. The United Nations Transforming Our World, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. I bet a lot of people don't know about this. The agenda is a plan of action for people, planet, and prosperity. It also seeks to strengthen universal peace and larger freedom. Universal peace. When they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. Where is 2 Thessalonians? Let me get that scripture. I'm about to tie all of this in together. Because this universal bullshit is this one world order bullshit. This global elite crap that they're trying to do, literally trying to play God. What is it? It's actually 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. Let me pull it up. Because everything he's doing is in alignment with what's in the Bible. The idolatry, the false God, the Antichrist, which is the beast system. It's all of that. So when you start hearing them talk about global change, universal peace, a one world united, that's what this is about. And the one world united is so that once they have everybody under one umbrella, guess what God they're going to worship? Lucifer. Remember that Lucifer is a fallen angel that transformed into an angel of light. Which means it's very easy to deceive people if they think that that light is of the Most High God when it definitely is not. Yeah, it's 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So my movie that I'm writing and producing, Gog versus Magog, is going to literally show y'all everything that they showed me in heaven, including this. So we've got Trump trying to buy up Greenland for all of its natural resources. We've got an AI video where he's calling Trump's Gaza a golden paradise. Meanwhile, That's literally idolatry. I mean, when I tell y'all we're living out revelations in real life every day, we really are. And it's time to get prepared. If you consider yourself someone who believes in the Most High God, I don't do religion. For those that are new to my channel, I am not religious at all. I'm very much a spiritualist. I'm a high vibrational high priestess, oracle, empath, clairvoyant, psychic medium. I've literally died and gone to heaven and come back. 2008, they showed me everything in heaven. 2013, I had the premonitions about Russia and China taking over the U.S. I told y'all last year about the peace treaty. In fact, I told y'all in 2024 about the peace treaty. Then I told y'all again in 2025. Now we're here. And we have this man who has been accused of sexual assault. This man who has publicly said you can grab women by the pussy. This man who is closely affiliated with Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and Diddy, and Jay-Z, and all these other people who have been accused of satanic sexual ritual abuse, satanic ritual abuse, sexual abuse. We have this same person running this country under the energy of bigotry, racism, transphobia, homophobia, xenophobia. And now you're creating a false euphoria of a Trump world bullshit. Sir, I seen your funeral 3 times. You ain't finna be around much longer. Not at all. Not at all.
There's the deal is done. He said there's the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1. Trump Gaza.
Did they say Trump Gaza #1? And was that Elon Musk again?
Golden future, a brand new light. He said,
Golden future, brand new light.
and there's the deal is done. Trump.
Is that Elon Musk? Hold up. Is that him again? And why the kids? See, I didn't even notice this until now. Why the fuck you got kids in this video throwing up money? They don't know shit about this. That is a sign to me. Why in the hell are children in this video? And you're talking about Gaza. This is fucked up on so many levels. It's insane. I do believe this is Elon Musk again. Throwing up all the money. Meanwhile, in Greenland, graphite deposits power his vehicles. Also, keeping in mind, he made Elon Musk a leader in the what was it? Doge, Dodge, DOD, the Department of whatever. I forget what the acronym was for, but basically put him in a political position that he was never voted into, that we never asked for, to oversee, where the country's spending money that it doesn't need to. Does the country really need to be spending money in the billions to rebuild Gaza when this country is fucked up? How the hell do we have unemployment on the rise? People struggling for healthcare, myself included. People struggling because of their need for healthcare, but y'all got money to just throw up in the air for Gaza? Bullshit. Bullshit.
Deal is done. Trump Gaza #1.
Because again, I'm an editor. They made sure that when they said Trump Gaza #1, that they showed them fucking kids, which is letting you know the target audience, because again, I'm a digital marketer. The target audience for this video is the next generation. It's not for us. It's not for people our age. It's to condition the minds. This is the danger of AI. It creates a false reality. It creates a fake reality. And these kids if their parents don't educate them, they're going to believe that this is real. And they will be willing to take the mark of the beast to have this fake bullshit in this fucking video. This is the third time Elon Musk's face is on this video. What is that telling you? This is the agenda. Get the wealthiest man in the world to financially support Trump's bullshit. That's why I kept telling y'all last year, that whole fallout was some bullshit. I was like, that's some straight up bullshit, bro. Like, they're clearly still friends, clearly. Because Elon wouldn't have... I think it's only been like not even 5, like maybe 7 seconds. And this motherfucker's been in here 3 times already. That's crazy. Yep, the one world order. Absolutely, Andrew. Hold on. Wait, scroll. Why is it not scrolling? Hold on. Since I'm talking, I'm gonna put the music back on real quick. Neptune said, wait, D, so it's really called I... It's insane, right? It's insane. The I Dollar Tree. Like, boy, I'm telling you. That was a good one. Definitely false gods. Which, again, when I went to heaven, that's what they told me. They said the only sin is if you're... And y'all knew they was gonna do it. They do every time I start going in on Trump. But guess what? I don't care. They can, cause it only happens on StreamYard, I noticed. What'll happen is they'll disconnect the audio and the video at the same time, so I have to reload and then redo everything. And it's also funny, Andrew, how it wasn't until I put up false gods, all of a sudden now StreamYard wanted to disconnect. But that's absolutely what they're doing. Yeah, actually, I think he's worth more than that. I think he's worth more than 600 billion. Let me see. Wow. Estimated between 619 billion and 779 billion. Wow. Yeah, and also keep in mind, he not only has Tesla, he has SpaceX. Again, all the things in Greenland, all these natural minerals, and all, he needs this. And also keeping in mind how Elon Musk, how Tesla took a dive this past year financially. So again, we're supposed to believe that him and Trump ain't cool, but yet Trump is doing the most to try to acquire. Let me tell you something, StreamYard. Y'all can kiss my black ass continuing to disconnect the audio. Seriously, fuck you, straight up. I don't care who's listening. I said what I said. I don't believe for a second that any of the shit between him and Elon was ever real. I really don't. I believe that was all just some media bullshit. Very racist and also transphobic and also homophobic. So, you know, these energies, these people align. Thank you. We definitely need to be skeptical that the richest person in the world is also a racist and homophobic and transphobic. Absolutely. Okay, sorry. It's a notification on there. Now let me stop sharing and reshare, since it's crazy because I restarted the browser because they disconnected both the audio and the video. Now they want to keep disconnecting the audio. I'm still going to play this shit. Even if I got to keep reloading the website, StreamYard, I'm going to play my shit. And YouTube, y'all can also kiss my black ass too. This is why y'all need to be following me over to Rumble, where they don't do any of this bullshit. I don't go through this bullshit on Rumble at all. Okay, hold on. Let me play. Tell me if y'all can hear it, since I had to reload to redo the audio. I really wish these controls were not in the middle of the actual video. That sucks. But even look at this. Trump Gaza. What does that remind you of? Trump Towers. But everything is gold. Everything's golden. Just like how everything is golden here. Let me show y'all something else. See the theme here with the golden statues? Why does the Vatican have a statue of Molech, the god of child sacrifice? Why is that at the Vatican? For all you Catholics that get mad when I expose the fallacy of Catholicism. Why does the Vatican also hold all of the missing books of the Bible? Is it me? In my Funky Dineva voice, shout out to Funky. Is it me? Or does it look like maybe, just maybe, Trump could possibly, might, maybe, allegedly be into this type of shit? Molech is in the Bible. See, there's a pattern to behavior when they are trying to condition your mind to accept what is not acceptable. Okay, well, even though the AI did it, I was going to show y'all the actual website. No, because I don't want nobody else's commentary. But literally, Molech was a deity associated with the practice of child sacrifice. And worship of Molech was linked to the Canaanites. I would not be surprised if I found out that Trump is a descendant of the Canaanites. Because everything about this video is giving idolatry. It's giving all of the things that the Most High God said not to do. Why is it Trump's Gaza golden? Like, why are we following this shit? This is crazy to me, how similar this looks. Also, yep. And then we got Baphomet. All of the statues of Baphomet are in gold. All of them. Okay? Last I checked, idolatry and worshiping other gods, God's not with that at all. Okay, I'm gonna temporarily pause this so I can finish playing the video.
Number one, Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light.
Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, brand new light. They keep saying light, not life. Notice these are all golden statues of Donald Trump's head. Donald Trump literally wants the world to worship him as a god. Like literally. That's for real. That's crazy to me. So I typed in light and Luciferianism. Notice this symbol here. Look what came up. Baphomet. Also, y'all remember when I covered the live about Gangster Boo and Vlad TV? Remember the upside down triangle that symbol she did over her vagina? Right, what was it, a day before she died, allegedly? It was this symbol. I told y'all that I felt that her alleged death was a sacrifice, just like Angie Stone's. And here we have Baphomet again. So all commentary on my channel is alleged outside of my real life experience, but my opinion is that Trump truly believes that he should be worshipped as a god. That's what it's giving. That's what it's given to me. This is crazy. And the fact that he actually posted this video himself on his own social media platform that he created. It's like this man's trying to create his own little country, his own little society within the United States. And sir, that shit just ain't gonna happen. Because guess what? You not gonna live forever. Your ass is old. You damn near 80, literally. And I've seen your funeral and your coffin 3 times. So you definitely on the wrong. You are literally on the highway to hell, like that old school rock song would say. That's where your ass is headed to. The fuck. And so, you know what? Let me, this is a 35-second video. How many times was Elon Musk shown? Let's take a look. And the kids, what's bothering me the most, why in the entire fuck do you keep showing kids in this goddamn video? Why? Because maybe, just maybe, the accusations against you of you allegedly being involved in satanic ritual abuse involving children might be true. When I pulled up, when I pulled up Angie Stone's gematria, y'all remember that his name popped up? And then what was it? 4 rows below that, it said child sacrifice. Let me pull it up right quick. Because, see, tonight is about exposing for all of you Trump supporters that have left comments that I've blocked on my channel. Fuck every last one of y'all, first of all. Okay? Y'all up here worshiping this man as a god. Every last one of y'all going straight to hell, him included. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm not, no, fuck that. I'm not enabling goddamn ads. Get off my screen. That is so annoying. And I think Netanyahu's name was on here too. It was either under this one or it was under, there's King Solomon, which that's the King Solomon Bible is what Freemasons use. Yep, there it is, Netanyahu. I knew it. I was like, I remember seeing Netanyahu on her gematria. So we've got Netanyahu, who I'm about to speak on. because there's more to show y'all. We have Los Angeles, which is one of the main hubs of satanic sacrifice. And the irony that that's where Jaguar went back to, but that's a whole different life. The Book of Enoch, for those that don't know, that's a book from the Apocrypha. Labyrinth, there it is, child sacrifice. Labyrinth, which is an underground maze where children get lost. If you're an 80s baby like me, you remember the movie Labyrinth. But then we have child sacrifice, wormhole, bomb cyclone. Maybe it was, her real name is Angela Laverne Brown. There was one where his name showed up. No, I'm not allowing ads. Oh my God. Get off my screen. That's so annoying. Be wanted, dead or alive, to awake and avenge the dead is like, wow. Oh, where is the one? I like how it said trust the process of the divine. Decode letter number. Is it under here? Because one of these, his name came up. There it is. Donald Trump. I knew it. So yeah, under her legal name, his name comes up. Under her stage name, no, I'm not allowing ads. Fuck off. Under his stage name, her stage name, we've got Netanyahu. So look, bruh. This shit is not just all a damn coincidence. Sir, you having these kids in this fucking video is suspect as hell. Especially seeing as how you're erecting images of yourself that look identical to Molech, the deity of child sacrifice. And y'all still want to believe shit's a conspiracy? This is why I do these types of lives. Because this is the type of research I always do. I'm going to connect the dots. Spiritually and naturally. The children in this video, this is my opinion. The children that he keeps depicting, I honestly feel like have everything to do with this. You got kids running through the video and you have Elon Musk, a single male. You've got kids throwing up money. Oh, look, Trump's golden new life. Oh, look, worship Trump. He's this savior. Bullshit. Again, Lucifer, a fallen angel who transformed into an angel of light. And they keep mentioning light in this video. Luciferians are individuals who follow a belief system that venerates Lucifer, often viewing him as a symbol of enlightenment, light, knowledge, and personal freedom, rather than as the devil. Unlike Satanism, which may worship Satan as an evil entity, Luciferians typically focus on the positive attributes associated with Lucifer, such as being a light bringer and a guardian of knowledge. Now, this may not be public, but I do know this from people I dated in the past that I found out afterwards were Freemasons. The worship of Lucifer. Freemasonry, the worship of Lucifer, Satan. Okay? Yeah. King Solomon, which is also in her gematria. See, now I understand why Angie showed me this last March, because she definitely came to me after they said she was allegedly dead. Hold on. There we go. King Solomon, Masonic Bible. I've seen this in person. I've dated men in my past that I didn't know were Masons until after we were dating, and seen this shit in person at they fucking place. King Solomon's Temple, Freemasonry Bible. All of that was in her gematria. And then we got Molech. And then we got Trump showing golden statues of himself. And oh, look, it's a Trump paradise. Bullshit. You couldn't even get yourself out of debt, my nigga. What the fuck? And you want the next generation to believe you're some sort of savior? Bullshit. Bullshit. They keep, hold on. Let me see the 9 seconds. Okay, let me stop sharing real quick. Cause yeah, it's only because I'm talking about him. They keep doing this shit. They keep stopping the audio, even when I'm not playing the video. So that alone lets you see. I keep telling y'all they be trying to shadow ban my channel because I really be exposing the truth on this channel, and they hate it. Oh, they hate it. They would love if my YouTube channel was just fake as fuck like all the other ones, but it's not.
Set you free, bringing the light for all to see.
Donald Trump shares what's next for Gaza. Video on Truth Social. This is so just, what the fuck? Now, I can understand why. I can understand these parts of showing, images and video clips. This is an AI video of people in Gaza, going through the whole war and all of that. But why continue to show the kids after you've gotten past this scene? Again, I'm an editor, so I'm looking at this from an editing perspective and from a marketing perspective. You're showing Gaza as this war-wrenched, country, and oh, it's so devastating over there, and we need to go over there as United States and let's rebuild Gaza. And in the same breath, let's show how Donald Trump is the savior that our future children need to idol worship. It's bad enough that this motherfucker came out with a God Bless America Bible and charged people $1,000 for a signed Bible because he signed it. Meanwhile, now you're charging people $1 billion to join your board of peace, while also marketing to children about worshiping you like you're a god. Boy, I'm telling you. Pause. Bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels. No more fear. What the fuck? Are you dry snitching on yourself like Diddy? Are you yeah, you are another dumbass villain. Ain't no point in asking that question. You stupid as fuck. Sir, you're talking about no more tunnels while showing fucking children? But you ain't have nothing to do with Epstein. You ain't had nothing to do with the Diddy parties, even though on this very platform I showed y'all the 1998 video where Trump himself was on the video RSVPing to Diddy's parties. This some crazy shit, bruh. This some real crazy shit right here. Was that his head as a balloon? Yep, it sure is. And again, notice the children. You show them all, impoverished and war stricken, and now they're in this beautiful paradise that you created. Why do they need a golden balloon? Why does gold have to be affiliated at all? Idolatry.
Shine bright, golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the beat is done. From Gaza, number one. From Gaza, shine bright, golden future, brand new life. Feast and dance, the beat is done. From Gaza, number.
And did y'all notice that that's Trump and Netanyahu right here? I don't know if y'all noticed that. This is Trump and Netanyahu right here chilling together. Where it says Trump's Gaza. Okay? I just showed y'all Angie Stone's gematria again. Trump's name pulled up, Netanyahu's name pulled up, child sacrifice pulled up, and so did Labyrinth. And now you got a video of you and Netanyahu. Y'all cool now? This some crazy shit. There's a reason I showed y'all this first, because I'm about to show y'all all the other stuff. This is crazy. This is really crazy. Then this one, Trump says Board of Peace meant to oversee Gaza reconstruction might replace. So let me get this straight. This video, this AI video of you literally, projecting yourself as an idol to worship. This video is supposed to be about Gaza being reconstructed. No, this video is about you being worshipped as a deity. Much like the God of child sacrifice. So for all of you Trump supporters, because I know a lot of y'all probably watching this shit, I think what you need to do, start paying attention to this channel where I expose all of this. See, I'm not one of these YouTubers that gets on here and talks out the side of my ass with no evidence or proof. I'm always showing y'all receipts. Now, if you can't connect the dots after I show you, then you just dumb as hell. I'm gonna be honest. Your ass is stupid as fuck. If you can't see this shit, then you just maybe could be one of them people going through the double doors they showed me in heaven under God versus May God. Because, sir, you're not even gonna live long enough to actually see this manifest. Because I've seen your funeral 3 times. What you are gonna do is you are gonna stand before God, the Most High God, not Lucifer or Satan or Molech or Baphomet, the Most High God. You're gonna have to explain this to the angelic order that's in heaven. See, there's angels assigned to every one of us. They have a balance. Every day they weigh your actions and your thoughts and your behavior. And when you die, they show you all of it like a movie strip. I told you, I've been to heaven. They show you everything. They show you your whole life. And they ask you questions. Why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? Like it's literally like a balance. What he's projecting in this AI video is literally the only thing in heaven that they told me God considers. And they said, we don't, like, sin is a concept mankind created. I said, did sin come from God? No. They said the only thing God cares about is what God you choose to worship. What you do on earth, that's y'all's business. The rules that mankind creates for themselves, i.e. religion, sexuality, all of that. All stuff that mankind created. But when it comes to heaven, if you're worshiping other gods, yourself explicitly, Donald Trump, narcissists, for those of y'all that didn't take psychology and that did not take philosophy in college like I did, you may not know about Narcissistus. Let me show you who Narcissistus is. This is actually where the term narcissistic and narcissism comes from. He was so in love with his own reflection, he fell into the pool of water. Donald Trump, this is where you are at. These dumbasses that are following you and believing in your bullshit, they have no idea this is who you really are. This is why they support you. They don't actually know, they can't see who you are because they're so blinded by the fuckery that you do in the media. But this is some wild shit for this video to end with him and Netanyahu chilling. Even though in the media, they're trying to get people to believe that him and Netanyahu are, you know, button heads. Just like the whole thing with Elon and him. But who are the people in this video? Elon, constantly. Money in the air, gold. And at the very end, you're displaying the peace. Boy, I'm telling you.
Trump Gaza, #1.
Then they show the Trump Gaza, Trump Towers entrance again. And kids, again, sir, you can go straight to hell. I'm so serious. You can go straight to hell and stay there for all eternity. I'm so serious. You deserve to be there. You really do. Because the shit you're doing in Gaza and trying to do in Greenland has nothing to do with peace. It has everything to do with money. So yeah, it says President Donald Trump suggested Tuesday. This was put out yesterday because it's technically after midnight. President Donald Trump's suggestion Tuesday that his Board of Peace might replace the United Nations is likely to compound concerns that the body meant to oversee the reconstruction of Gaza and that he will indefinitely chair. Keep that in mind. He has made himself the permanent chair of this Board of Peace that he created, just like how he created the Doge. Let me bring that up. It's like this man has really believed that he's God just because he was able to become president. And this was May of last year. Titled, "What is Doge and Why Has Musk Left?" Tesla boss Elon Musk has left the Trump administration and his role in Doge, the body tasked with reducing U.S. government spending and cutting jobs. Yeah, Department of Government Efficiency, that's what it was called, has faced legal challenges over the scope of its work, and Musk and his team have been criticized for a lack of transparency as well as their failure to reach savings anywhere near stated goals. Do y'all remember when this first came out in 2024 and I showed y'all this shit and I told y'all this was going to happen? I was like, they're not going to save no fucking money. What they did is they reallocated money to go into other countries to steal their natural resources. If you've taken Western civilization in college, you know that. You know about the history of America. What have American leaders done for centuries? They come in, they act like they're helping to reconstruct or rebuild a country while also stealing the country's natural resources. Just like how they taught us that Columbus sailed the ocean blue and discovered America. No, Columbus came over to America where the indigenous were already living, befriended them, and then pillaged and raped them and overtook them. Let's tell the truth about these fucking leaders. Meanwhile, nobody ever voted Elon Musk into this position. because that was Trump's bestie, he created this Department of Government Efficiency, some shit that ain't no other president ever done in any administration. And have you saved this country any money? Fuck no. At all. All types of federal agencies and federal assistance has been cut for over a year. For damn near 2 years. Really technically longer than that. So there was no point in this. You cut all the federal funding. And then you went right over to other countries. How the fuck you got money for $1 billion buy-in for a border peace for Gaza and invited Putin? Just all of this shit, it's crazy to me. It's real fucking crazy to me. And then he wants to sit up and talk about the new border peace is going to take over the UN, just like the Department of Government Efficiency was supposed to help save money. Nah, all y'all did was reallocate money. You didn't save shit for the actual US citizens. You didn't do shit for our country. You didn't do any of the shit you said you were going to do. You didn't do. You just made it worse for all of us. Says, ask whether the deal, which has secured a ceasefire in Gaza and seen all living Israeli hostages return to their families, could lead to a Palestinian state. Mr. Trump said, we're talking about rebuilding Gaza. Are you? I'm not talking about single state or double state or two state. Oh my God, he's so fucking dumb. Sir, a double state and two, oh my God, it's the same fucking thing. I can't stand his stupidity. I'm sorry. It's annoying as shit. We're talking about the rebuilding of Gaza. I love how MSN's calling him Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump longer-term 20-point proposal includes a board of peace to oversee the creation of a transitional authority for the territory. Let me repeat that one more again. A board of peace to oversee the creation of a transitional authority for the territory, i.e. him taking authority over Gaza. It would be chaired by Mr. Trump, who has floated a role for Sir Tony Blair. He was also in Egypt, along with his successor, Sir Keir Starmer. Mr. Trump, Egyptian president, says Turkey's recap, because I can't pronounce these names, had earlier signed a document he said would lay the groundwork for Gaza's future. Everybody want to worship this man. I'm not gonna say everybody. A lot of people don't like Trump, but the people that do, y'all really be worshiping this man like he can do no wrong, and he is one of the worst presidents that I think I've ever seen in my 44 years on this planet. The worst president ever. Says the U.S. president, who was hailed by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as Israel's greatest friend, said after so many years of unceasing war and endless danger, today the skies are calm, the guns are silent, and the sirens are still. When they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. It's the start of a grand concord and lasting harmony for Israel and all the nations of what will soon be a truly magnificent region. It says it comes after Israel and Hamas last week agreed to the first phase of a long-sought ceasefire deal aimed at bringing the devastating war in Gaza to an end after 2 years of bloodshed. This is crazy because of everything he put in that 35-second video. Says as part of Trump's peace deal, Hamas was given 72 hours to return the 48 hostages left in Gaza. Okay, well, we already know about all of that. Wait, what did that say about the UK? Okay. And then in addition to that, Donald Trump to ask nations to pay $1 billion for permanent membership on Board of Peace. Everything with him is money. The Bible he came out with was a money grab. I mean, everything is money because this motherfucker's in debt. Horribly in debt. And I just don't understand how a president who's in can lead this country out of debt. Just how the fuck make that make sense? Donald Trump formed the Board of Peace this month, and according to a report from Bloomberg, he will require nations looking for permanent membership to pay $1 billion. Now, how does that affect the United Nations? Because this is also why the UN is having an issue with this. Because it's like, how the fuck you're going to come in and call yourself rebuilding Gaza, but then tell us that we got to pay $1 billion to be on a board? And on top of that, you're causing division within the UN. Also, right here, Trump on Gaza, U.S. ownership, no Palestinian right of return. President Donald Trump said Palestinians will not have the right to return to their homes in the Gaza Strip under his proposal for U.S. ownership of the territory in a Fox News interview, describing Gaza as a beautiful piece of land and a future real estate development. Keep in mind, that's who he is at his core. He's a real estate agent. He's not a president. He was never, he never was even in politics. It'd be different if, he had been running for Congress or, trying to be a senator. The motherfucker was a real estate agent who failed miserably. And Putin's family bailed him out. He has property in Russia right now. He's got hotels in Russia. It's crazy to me. Now, this came out, this was published February of last year. And now here we go. He done created a Board of Peace to rebuild Gaza. A U.S. official tells people that membership is free, but that non-paying members will have a 3-year term limit. Trump will serve as chairman of the board on the Board of Peace, which he said is focused on helping to rebuild Gaza. Trump plans to ask nations for $1 billion to secure a permanent spot on his Board of Peace. The news agency cited a draft charter they viewed, which states that President Trump would serve as the board's inaugural chairman and would make the decisions on which nations were allowed to join. So again, this is just him being controlling as fuck. This is him being, domineering as fuck. He wants to control everything. And sir, you can't. You literally can't. Each member state shall serve a term of no more than 3 years from this charter's entity in force, subject to renewal by the chairman. The 3-year membership shall not apply to member states that contribute more than $1 billion in cash funds to the Board of Peace within the first year of the charter's entry into force. So basically, if they, give the $1 billion in cash funds to the Board of Peace, they can stay on the board. They won't be limited to a 3-year membership. A U.S. official shared with People that while the $1 billion cost will guarantee permanent membership, there is no membership requirement to contribute any money at all. Countries that do not contribute will be allowed to serve 3 years on the Board of Peace before their membership ends. Yeah, that's if he doesn't fuck it up. Appears to suggest Trump himself would control the money. Of course. And this is what's so dangerous, in my opinion. You're letting a man who entered into presidency in extreme debt, who is currently still in extreme debt, to control all of the money. Where the fuck is Congress in this? Why does he, of all presidents, get to pass laws without Congress? I'm just wondering how the fuck. If y'all can't see that this is the beginning of the end of this country having any sort of ideal of democracy, all this man wants to do is control everything. Here's the thing, though, Trump, you're not God. You can't even control the day you die. So I just, it's crazy to me. It says Trump himself will control the money, which is supposed to be allocated to help rebuild Gaza. Yeah, supposed to be doesn't mean it's going to be. He will also have the power to remove members of the board, subject to a veto by a 2/3 majority of other member states. Trump has reportedly invited Argentina's President Javier Milei and Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney to be on the board. January 19th, it says Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told reporters that Trump invited President Vladimir Putin to also be on the board. Per The Guardian, that's his 45-year, I think damn near 50-year bestie, and allegedly down low lover. Peskov said that Putin was trying to clarify all the nuances of the offer before giving a response. And this picture was taken August of 2025. For those of y'all that keep thinking that they're enemies, I keep telling y'all they've been friends since the fucking, I think late 70s. I think it's actually long. Yeah, it's longer than 40 years they've been friends. This comes as Putin refuses to pull troops out of Ukraine after a nearly 4-year invasion of the country. The United Nations reported in November that the invasion has claimed hundreds of thousands of lives, including more than 50,000 civilian casualties. People reached out to the White House for confirmation on the Bloomberg report. It says Trump announced the formation of the Board of Peace on Truth Social after originally sharing interest in the project last fall. I've never even looked at this until this very moment. I've never looked at this because I just never had an interest in it. So basically, he created his own version of Twitter, is what it looks like. The Board of Peace has been formed. The members of the board will be announced shortly, but I can say with certainty that this is the greatest and most prestigious board ever assembled at any time, any place. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This is on January 15th. He's such a dumbass. Wow, is all I can say. He added in another True Social post that he will be backing a newly appointed Palestinian technocratic government, the National Committee for the Administration of Gaza, supported by the board's High Representative. Who the fuck is the High Representative? Probably him. To govern Gaza during its transition, noting that the leaders are unwaveringly committed to a peaceful future. We're going to see how long that lasts. I give it 5 years, if even that. On January 16th, the White House announced on its website that a founding executive board comprised of Secretary Mark Rubio, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, Sir Tony Blair, Mark Rowan, Ajay Banga, and Robert Gabriel will be used to operationalize the Board of Peace visions. It's the same shit he did with the Doge and Elon. Says the Board of Peace has been cited as Trump's potential solution to his criticisms of the United Nations. Trump has been outspoken against the United Nations. Back in September 2025, Trump made controversial comments during the 80th session of the United Nations. What is the point of the United Nations? You do nothing to support the end of war other than write a pathetic letter or two, which does nothing. Empty words don't solve wars. A bad escalator and a bad teleprompter is all I got from the United Nations. So now we understand why he doesn't give a fuck about what the United Nations thinks about the Board of Peace. And basically you know, he's gonna keep doing whatever the hell he wants to do. It said before Trump's comments, some diplomats already had myriad concerns over the board's possible membership and the fact a permanent seat is up for sale at $1 billion. Trump made the remarks before heading to the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, where he faces mounting anger from NATO members over his insistence that the U.S. should own Greenland. You know, all of this is, it's all going to blow up in his face. I will say that. I will say that. Now, for those who may not be familiar with NATO, oh wait, I was just going to show y'all NATO, but I want to see what their Secretary General had to say in Davos. Is there anything on here? What the fuck? Hold on. Oh, okay. Just had to click on it. Okay, this is a whole bunch of people. This is a transcript of their meeting, and I honestly don't feel like reading through all of that, especially because I need to wrap up this live. But yeah, for those who may not know, NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So it's an intragovernmental military alliance between 32 member states, 30 in Europe and 2 in North America. And it was founded in the aftermath of World War II. And it was established with the signing of the North Atlantic Treaty in 1949. So when it comes to all of this, you know, we have this man who is very delusional. I don't think he even understands why they're angry, the NATO members. You know, this whole thing with his executive board, the whole thing with the board of peace. It's like, sir, there's even people in his own administration that are not in agreement with this. Like, literally, they're like, this is the stupidest thing he could have ever did. But I mean, what else is new? It says Israel appears to be concerned over membership of Trump's committee to rebuild Gaza. This was published, let's see. There's got to be a date on here. There's dates on all articles. I need to get the date. Okay, 4 days ago, which would have been 17. It says Israel appears to have expressed concern about the membership of U.S. President Donald Trump's executive committee, which will lead efforts to rebuild Gaza, aka his board of peace. Former Prime Minister Sir Tony Blair was listed alongside high-profile Trump administration officials as part of a founding executive board to lead long-term peace efforts in the Middle East, published by the White House on Friday. How many of y'all remember those peace in the Middle East commercials back in like the 90s, late 90s? It's crazy that this is still ongoing. And what's even crazier is I need him to stop putting that orange Oompa Loompa ass makeup on his face. Sir, your face doesn't even match your fucking hands. You look like a fucking idiot. This will be the operational arm of the Gaza Board of Peace. Matter of fact, let me turn on, I forgot to see, or turn on the, there we go. This will be the operational arm of the Gaza Board of Peace, aimed at preventing future conflict in the territory, which will be chaired by Mr. Trump and other serving world leaders who have not yet been named. Now, this is Donald Trump and Prime Minister Tony Blair in Egypt last year. But the Israeli government said on Saturday that the executive committee was not coordinated with Israel. Hold on, let me turn on the background music because I feel like I'm having to talk louder over it. Okay, there we go. But it says, Israeli government said on Saturday that the executive committee was not coordinated with Israel and is contrary to its policy, and that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has given instructions to the foreign ministry to contact U.S. Secretary of State Mark Rubio. It says other officials listed in the executive board include Mr. Rubio, Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, and Mr. Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, former UN Special Envoy Nikolay, I don't know that last name. He looks crazy as shit. Oh my God. His son-in-law looks evil as hell. Hold up, can I open this in a new image? Oh, I see Baphomet over him. All over his face. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Oh, his face is just sending me. Wow. So yeah, all of this with Greenland, this Board of Peace, and the $1 billion buy-in is real crazy. And him inviting Putin is even more crazy. When, sir, you and all of your financial everything, you're indebted to Putin, and you have the audacity to ask him to pay you $1 billion to join your Board of Peace, sir, bye the fuck out of here. Oh my God. The financing structure stating that all funds raised from entry fees will be directed directly to reconstruction projects. I don't believe that. The administration appears to be leveraging the board's exclusivity to raise the massive capital required to stabilize the region. And now here we fully overstand Trump's obsession with taking control of Greenland and Gaza. Has nothing to do with peace. Has everything to do, look at this, zinc and gold, copper and nickel, graphite deposits. Did we get to uranium yet? Wait, and this says the Disco Nusakwe, I don't know how to pronounce it, deposit managed by 80 Mile contains copper, nickel, platinum, and cobalt, zinc and gold. That also makes sense why he did that AI video all in gold. He really does believe he's going to own Greenland and take all their natural resources, which a lot of them are buried under a shit ton of ice over there. Gold is most promising in the south near, so I can't pronounce that. I'm not going to try to. Has launched mining operations, signaling the potential for a new precious metals industry. Titanium and vanadium. Vanadium is used in specialty steel alloys, furthering highlighting Greenland's diverse resource base. Look at this shit. And then you wonder why the hell he's diamonds and iron ore. You wonder why the fuck he's trying to goddamn own Greenland. Come on. Greenland hosts diamonds and iron ore across its southern, western, and northwestern regions, while the largest and most commercially significant diamonds are concentrated in the island's west. Notable deposits also expected to exist elsewhere. So I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, which I don't think is going to happen, but if he actually did take control of Greenland, it would be in the west for sure. Ooh, I don't know why I just heard set in the west. What's up, ODZ? If y'all ass is watching, I'm pretty sure both of y'all are. I wouldn't be surprised if y'all hear this shit on goddamn Real Life Street Stars in 2 or 3 days. Wouldn't be surprised at all from Jaguar. Yeah, he's seeking to secure supplies of critical minerals. He don't give no fucks about. This is what it's about in Greenland. It's all of this shit. All the shit the United States does not have and has to import. You know, I love my obsessive research mind. I'm going to get to the bottom of some shit. I can tell you that. I'm going to get to the bottom of some shit. I'm going to research and I'm going to find the deets and I'm going to find the answers, because I'm like, why the hell does he want Greenland? And I'm like, watch it be about some money. And then sure enough, that's exactly what it's about. And then you got this $1 billion buy-in to a board of peace. Get the fuck out of here, bruh. Seriously. And then there's this one, Trump's Greenland or bust. First of all, that shows how old you are, because nobody even says that shit anymore. Trump's Greenland or bust ultimatum sends shivers throughout Europe. This was on the 19th. The Transatlantic Alliance is facing its coldest winter in decades, and it has nothing to do with the weather. It says, in a move that has stunned diplomatic circles from Copenhagen to Paris, President Donald Trump has issued an ultimatum to America's closest European allies. Help the United States acquire Greenland or face a punishing trade war starting February 1st. How come ain't nobody talking about this shit on mainstream media? They're going to do this every time, and every time I'm going to reload and put it right back on the screen. I really don't give a fuck. Because it amazes me how when I'm not talking about this kind of stuff, the audio and video doesn't just randomly keep getting disconnected. So again, fuck you StreamYard and fuck you YouTube. I'ma still get this information out there because they need to hear it. He gave them an ultimatum. Help the United States acquire Greenland or face a punishing trade war starting February 1st. Sir, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you too, my good brother. Yeah, and he may not even, look, I'm going to be honest. I saw his funeral with his casket that said 82. I don't even think he's going to be around long enough for that. I really don't. Not based on what I'm seeing in the 5D. I don't. And then you're threatening a trade war by February 1st. But sir, the majority of the shit we have in this country is all imported. So why would you start a trade war when we need products and things from these other countries? It's real crazy. The showdown began over the weekend when the president, taking to his Truth Social platform, announced a blanket 10% tariff on any and all goods from 8 key nations. Denmark, for those who don't know, that's where Greenland is. Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the UK, the Netherlands, and Finland. But the economic pain won't stop there. Trump warned that if a deal to purchase the semi-autonomous Arctic territory isn't reached by summer, The levies will be more than double to 25% on June 1st. So he's doing everything he can to try to threaten and hustle people because he doesn't know how to help this country. The need to acquire is especially urgent. Why, sir? The need to acquire, and he put acquire in capital letters, is especially urgent, Trump wrote, citing national security concerns in the development of a Golden Dome missile defense system as the primary drivers for the land deal. He dismissed the deployed European troops in the region as playing a dangerous game and insisted the purchase is necessary to check Russian and Chinese influence in the high north. Pause. Now, remember what I told y'all. And I don't know if y'all remember, but when Amanda was on my channel, it was like, earlier of 2025, she was even telling y'all in the chat how we both had the same premonition in 2013 of Russia and China taking over the U.S. So you're trying to check Russia and China? Who funds this country? Who without their financing and their funding, this country would probably not exist. I'm just saying, it's kind of common sense, which clearly is something he doesn't have. The reaction across the Atlantic was immediate and visceral. By Sunday, emergency lights were burning late in Brussels as European Union ambassadors convened a crisis meeting to coordinate a unified response. The atmosphere was described by insiders as a mix of disbelief and resolve, with officials warning that such measures between NATO allies could trigger a dangerous downward spiral. We will not allow ourselves to be put under pressure, said Norwegian Foreign Minister Espen Barth Eide, standing alongside his Danish counterpart. Those types of threats are unacceptable between close allies. The anger wasn't confined to government halls. Greenland's capital, the geopolitical tug-of-war sparked activity on the streets. Brave crowds faced freezing rain and icy winds to march in protest, waving the Greenlandic flag and carrying signs reading, "Greenland is not for sale." Similar demonstrations rippled across Denmark and other affected nations, reflecting a public deeply unsettled by the prospect of their territory being bargained over like real estate. Well, keep in mind, the president is a real estate agent. His only qualification for presidency is none. Because last time I checked, a real estate agent can't just all of a sudden up and run for president and then become president. So of course he's bargaining countries like their real estate. That's what he's used to. He's not used to running a country, and it shows. This isn't the first time Trump has eyed the world's largest island, but the inclusion of punitive tariffs marks a significant escalation from his previous term. By linking trade penalties directly to a territorial demand, the administration is betting that economic pressure will crack European unity. And here is where Donald Trump has the European Union fucked up. They are going to stick together, sir, and they're going to fuck you and this country over because of your bullshit. Not because of anything the citizens did, but because of the fuck shit you're doing, because you're a fucking idiot. Then we will have to pay more. Exactly. It's going to be the American citizens paying higher taxes for some fucking bullshit that you started just so you could take your punk ass over to Greenland and steal all of their fucking natural earth minerals. You, sir, boy, I'm telling you, it's going to be a party and a celebration when that great day comes. I'm going to leave it at that. However, the strategy carries immense risk. The targeted nations include some of the U.S. most stalwart trading partners and military allies. How the fuck are you the president and didn't think about that? Well, I'm president, so I can just control everything and everyone. No, sir, you fucking cannot. British and European Union officials have already hinted at countermeasures, which means you threaten us, we gonna threaten you back and probably actually succeed. With talk of activating anti-coercion instruments that could see retaliatory tariffs slapped on American goods. So now they're like, oh, you want to put tariffs on us? Okay, well, we're going to put tariffs on you for the bullshit you're doing. For now, the clock is ticking toward the February 1st deadline, and it's already the 22nd. With billions in trade and the stability of the NATO alliance hanging in the balance, the coming weeks will determine whether the Arctic gamble leads to a historic deal or a historic rupture. Based on what I've seen in the 5D, it's definitely going to be the rupture. They are not dealing with you and your fuck shit, Trump. They're not. Let me show y'all instead of telling y'all. Because if I'm not mistaken, isn't the UN involved in the 2030 agenda? I could have sworn that they were. Hold up. So this is from the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Says their People, Planet, Prosperity, Peace Partnership. The declaration, it said, we, the heads of state and government and high representatives, which I just showed y'all about his board of peace bullshit, meeting at the United Nations headquarters in New York from the 25th to the 27th of September. Now, y'all, this was in 2015. This was 10 years ago, okay? So, again, all of this has been orchestrated and planned for a long time. As the organization celebrates its 7th anniversary. And wait a minute. Trump became president. I want to get the dates right, because I think Obama was still... Yeah, he was, because yeah, Obama was still president. I thought so. So this was actually formed during the Obama administration, but it's crazy how it's now being relative, and I'm sorry, not relative, but relevant to 2025 and 2026. So September 2015, as the organization celebrates its 7th anniversary, have decided today on new global sustainable development goals. I would say that Greenland would definitely help in terms of global stability, but the way that he's going about it is what's wrong with it. It says, on behalf of the people we serve, we have adopted a historic decision on a comprehensive, far-reaching, and people-centered set of universal, there's that word again, and transformative goals and targets. We commit ourselves to working tirelessly for the full implementation of this agenda by 2030. So they're claiming that they're doing this to resolve poverty and hunger, but yet poverty and hunger and lack of medical health care is currently existing today, right now, between 2025 and 2026. All of this is bullshit. Let me show y'all this too. Trump's grand plan to reshape the world order. New world order. Leaves Europe with a difficult choice to make. Now, this was published on the 9th of this month. For 80 years, what bound the United States to Europe was a shared commitment to defense and a common set of values, a commitment to defend democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. That era was inaugurated in March 1947 with an 18-minute speech by President Harry Truman in which he pledged U.S. support to defend Europe against further expansion by the Soviet Union. Now, again, I know I'm more seasoned than some of the viewers that are tuning in, and some of this you guys may not even be aware of. Okay, but the issue between the United States and the Soviet Union, that's been going on for decades. America led the creation of NATO, the World Bank, and the IMF, and the United Nations. America led the creation of NATO, and what I'm pointing out to is the United Nations. And it bound itself into what became known as the rules-based international order, in which nation states committed to a series of mutual obligations and shared burdens designed to defend the democratic world against hostile authoritarian powers, even though the current president of the United States represents that very energy. Hostile authoritarian power that he's trying to have. So the new U.S. National Security Strategy, also known as NSS, published in December, signals that for the White House, that shared endeavor has ended, that much of what the world has taken for granted about Americans' role is over. The review refers to the so-called rules-based international order, putting the latter phrase in an inverted comma, a kind of delegitimatization by punctuation mark. I really do not like J.D. Vance. I really do not. Vice President J.D. Vance warned America's European allies that this was coming in a speech at the Munich Security Conference in February of 2025. He told them bluntly that the real threat to Europe did not come from Russia, but from within, from those censoring speech, suppressing political opposition, and therefore undermining European democracy. And he was damning about the leftist liberal network. Certainly, America is no longer the country that promoted the global values that have been in place since the end of the Second War. It is shifting to a very different place. Yeah, Trump's basically trying to make this country a totalitarian country. Might as well call America a communist country. So if the world is indeed moving away from that order, what is it moving towards? To totalitarianism. Literally. This man wants to be in control of the entire fucking world, even though he's damn near 80 goddamn years old. And what does it mean for the rest of the world, and in particular for Europe? International institutions, notably the United Nations, have been marked by dramatically anti-American sentiment and have not served our or any other particular purpose. It also says the other issue we face is that when that so-called rules-based international order was established after the Second War, 80 short years ago, China wasn't a major concern. We just have a different world today. So yeah, he's undoing a whole lot. Honestly, in my opinion, just because he doesn't know. In terms of how to bring this country out of financial debt, I just honestly don't see that happening in his administration. Now it says, what might the sky-high tariffs and shockingly disruptive foreign policy making that have marked the first months of Trump's presidency mean for the future of Europe? It says observers have struggled to make sense of the new U.S. approach to trade as it flies in the face of what economic theory would tell us is best for the U.S. Liberalization and openness. Many think that cooler heads will surely prevail as U.S. firms dependent on the global economy will make their presences heard. such that the trade system will reset to some version of the post-Cold War globalization underpinned by the transatlantic partnership. For the European Union to effectively attract and support and confidence needed to play the role of a hegemonic system stabilizer of the global economy, it must develop a standalone integrated military capacity so that it can shape this next phase of the global political and economic order. Now, this is kind of concerning. And it also is confirming the premonition from 2013. If the European Union feels that it needs to be a standalone and have integrated military capacity, that means Trump, they're going to come back at you with all the bullshit you come at them with. This is not good. Because in 2013, what I saw was the European Union aligning with Russia and with China and with Iran. And America's going to be in alignment with that. But then the European Union and Russia and China are going to flip. They're going to turn on America just like America has done for centuries in so many other countries. It's almost like this nation, our nation, is getting karma for what previous leaders did that was horrible. Absolutely. He's always been a bully. He's always been a bully. Always. So, yeah, this is not good. This is not looking good for our country, I'm being honest. Now this says, that's long. I don't want to read through all that. Okay, yeah, that's too much. That's too much to be reading. But basically, they're not feeling this. They're not feeling this at all. Okay, let's go to here. And this was published, oh, this was last year. So this was December. This is Shattering Europe Reels from Trump's New World Order. I keep people, you know what I just want to say publicly to all of y'all that have been following me on Facebook since like 2009. All of y'all kept calling me a conspiracy theorist when I kept warning you in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013 about the New World Order. And now here it's public everywhere. Oh dear, conspiracy theorists. No, I've been told y'all that this shit was coming. Now you see that I was right. Europe still wants and needs to work with Trump, but this year's made it clear they're increasingly on their own. See, again, the European Union going as a standalone, it's going to be a wrap for this country, for real. So that's Zelensky and Witkoff. Actually, this was published on December 23rd. President Donald Trump, first year back in office, shattered any remaining illusions among European leaders that he can be managed or controlled. His open hostility towards the European Union has strained a transatlantic alliance that's endured since World War II and deepened rifts between Europe's national leaders and within the bloc, imperiling its ability to respond to Trump's threats and taunts with the kind of unity and strength he respects. That's left Ukraine's fate hanging in the balance heading into 2026, not to mention unanswered existential questions about Europe European security at a moment when many fear Russian President Vladimir Putin's territorial aims extend further westward beyond Ukraine. It says the Europeans cannot afford to cut ties and to hand in the divorce papers because they are still too dependent, especially when it comes to security and an American military commitment to defending Europe. Now, here's what's crazy is that this came out in December. But now they're talking about having their own standalone, military force and all of this stuff. This is my opinion. I feel like Trump is in position to actually implement the beginnings of World War III. Everything he's doing is to start that, in my opinion. New World Order is here. It's been here. So now it makes sense why the European Union wants to be standalone and have their own military force. Because our country has been giving them a lot of military support. But when you have a bully in office, nah, stand alone. Says the efforts by leaders to maintain solid ties with the U.S. based on short-term interests do not mean the past year hasn't clarified that long-term interests are, for the moment, no longer aligned. We need to be pretty clear-eyed. In the old days, there was a clear mainstream understanding of the old transatlantic relationship enshrined by the Western values and norms and principles, the rules-based international order, and now I think we are seeing a competing project emerging. So, I don't know. This is crazy. It says it sees a continent losing its value and identity, boldened to liberal ideals that are doing far more to imperil European security than any missive from the White House. The act of a friend, the White House argues, as it pushes Europe to spend more on its own defense, restrict immigration, and end the war in Ukraine is set to straight. It says President Trump has great relationships with many European leaders, but he never shies away from delivering hard truths. The devastating impacts of unchecked migration and those migrants' inability to assimilate are not just a concern for President Trump, but for Europeans themselves, who have increasingly noted immigration as one of their top concerns. These open border policies have led to widespread examples of violence, spikes in crime, and more, with detrimental impacts on the fiscal sustainability of social safety net programs. It says after a blistering start to the year with Vice President J.D. Vance lecturing Europe over free speech in Munich, and then tag teaming Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky alongside Trump in the Oval Office, Europeans have adjusted to Trump's worldview, a shift as Romania's Năcuțar Dan described it, from a moral way of doing things to a very pragmatic and economical way of doing things. This is just bullshit. The UE's submission on trade, accepting a new tariff for 15%, limited to the short-term economic damage. NATO appeased Trump with its pledge to boost defense spending by 5% over the next decade, cemented at its June summit, thanks largely to allowing existing non-defense spending to count for 1.5% of that new total. It just seems like all he's doing is running this country deeper and deeper into debt. And it says instead of abandoning Ukraine, Trump agreed in July to provide additional defense aid for its war with Russia as long as Europe pays for it. Wow. And Europeans have been able to withstand Trump's August meeting with Putin in Alaska and the administration's announcement of a 28-point peace plan crafted in secret with the Kremlin, which they have worked with the U.S. and Ukraine to revise. It says in an interview with Politico earlier this month, Trump blasted European leaders as weak, asserting that they don't know what to do about immigration in particular. He questioned whether European leaders should continue to be allies, saying that it depends on their policies and that he wouldn't hesitate to intervene in European elections to back far-right parties challenging the very coalitions and leaders he's currently working with. So again, everything is about control. He is a typical, actually he's like a very sadistic narcissist. This whole, you degrade people by calling them stupid, dumb, weak, ignorant, even though you fit the bill for all of those behaviors. And then you're questioning whether European leaders should be allies. While the European Union is dependent on the U.S. for military support, all that the European Union has to do is align with Russia and China, which is coming in a very near future from what I said in the 5D. They won't need us at all. At all. So that coincided with the issuing of a new national security strategy that called for cultivating resistance to European centrism that's committing civilizational suicide, and expressed disdain for the European Union, which the administration labeled as adverse to U.S. economic interests. That's crazy. That is crazy. It shouldn't be underestimated how much of a shock it was for European leaders and publics to read the Europe chapter of the National Security Strategy and to see put in writing that this administration thinks of Europe or European political centrists as unreliable allies and is taking such an adversarial one against them. For 2026, we need to buckle up and plan for the worst on all counts. We have obvious vulnerabilities, and those are going to be exploited. Well, that's what demons do. Demons exploit your vulnerabilities. And it's my opinion that Trump is definitely being consumed by his own demons. Trump is also ending the year by reminding Europe of his brazen desire outlined in his first term, and again shortly before his second inauguration, to seize control of Greenland from Denmark, a reliable NATO ally whose per capita defense spending is among the highest of all member nations. Wow. So yeah, I think that what's getting ready to happen, I really think that the European Union is going to make like a secret deal with Russia and China for sure. I also think that they're going to align with Iran. And what I know about Gog versus Magog, I'm gonna show y'all this map, then I'm gonna end the live because I gotta go to bed. Wait, no, not that one. Hold on, I'm pulling up my email. See, while everybody else wants to talk about all the distraction media, I'm paying attention to all of this so I know exactly what to continue to prepare for. Okay, this might show the map. Okay, so now you guys can kind of see. Can I make this bigger? Can we open this in a new tab? Or no? Why didn't it open the image? Hold on, that was weird. Open image. Okay, I guess I can't open it in a new tab. But notice how the United States is way over here. Russia and China are right by each other. And by the way, his dumbass kept calling Greenland Iceland, and they are definitely two different places. God, Iceland is so freaking small. I wonder how many people live there. Now this says the pink dots indicate locations of past U.S. bases in Greenland. So the U.S. has definitely been in Greenland before. Wow. This is wild. In addition to its mineral wealth, Greenland's location gives it a tactical advantage for tracking missiles and monitoring North Atlantic sea traffic. There are many reasons this man wants to purchase Greenland. And none of it has to do with national security. All of it has to do with money and being able to dominate. The president posted doctored images emphasizing his intention to take over Greenland. One showed European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen sitting in the White House's Oval Office next to a map showing Greenland and Canada as American territory. Wow. A second AI image depicted Trump planting an American flag on Greenland alongside Vice President J.D. Vance and U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Next to them is a sign reading U.S. territory established 2026. He is delusional as hell. Trump has not ruled out military action for the annexation of Greenland, saying U.S. national security depends on it. He said he was going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not. Pause. That sounds like something a rapist would say. Mr. Grab him by the pussy. You're going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not. Yeah, that's crazy. European countries are sending modest amounts of troops to the island nation with plans for a larger NATO president. Trump threatened to use tariffs to force other countries to go along with his plans. You're always trying to force and control, which is why your demise is going to be horrible. On January 16th, calling himself the Tariff King. Wow. Greenland has maintained a relationship with the United States that started in World War II. The island is strategically located in what's called the Guyot Gap, short for Greenland, Iceland, United Kingdom. A critical naval and air choke point between the Arctic and Atlantic Oceans during World War II and the Cold War. Its location gives Greenland a tactical advantage for tracking missiles and monitoring North Atlantic sea traffic. So if he has the capacity to control all of that, what do you think he's going to do with it? The United States took control of Greenland after Germany invaded Denmark in World War II. American forces built about a dozen bases of varying size in Greenland during and after the war. Only one remains, the Pitafik Space Base, formerly known as Seoul Air Base. The base is used for missile defense and space surveillance. The United States operates it in a pact with Denmark known as the 1951 Greenland Defense Agreement. Let's check that out. Oh, good Lord. How long is this? Okay. Way too long. This is wild. It's wild because I guarantee you a lot of people don't even know about this. Just wow. Greenland is estimated to have the 8th largest reserve of rare earths. Gaining access to them would reduce U.S. reliance on China, though the Chinese have already invested in Greenland mining projects. So again, China knows how to move about financially. Clearly, this country doesn't. But what stood out to me is gaining access to Greenland's rare earths would reduce U.S. reliance on China, because our country heavily relies on China for every fucking thing. Says the northern region consists of lead, titanium, and zinc. Eastern region consists of copper, silver, lead, barite, I think maybe it's how you pronounce it, or barite. Actually, barite, I think it's how it's pronounced. Titanium and zirconium. The southern region consists of copper, chromium, gold, iron, graphite, lithium, titanium, and zirconium. Yeah, this makes complete sense. Why is Greenland important to Trump? Trump first talked about acquiring Greenland during his first term in office in 2019. He has claimed that Russia or China would seize Greenland if the United States does not act, and said that NATO would be stronger if the United States has control of the island. Russia or China could seize Greenland. I feel like that's exactly what's probably going to happen. China and Russia have been increasing their Arctic military presence. You know what? I really love when my psychic gifts are on display without me even trying. Because didn't I just tell y'all that not even 30 minutes ago, that in my 2013 premonition, that is exactly what I saw, was the China and Russia alliance. And then they're going to eventually align with the European Union. They're going to eventually align with all the other nations, European Union, Israel, all of that. This is dangerous. China and Russia coming together against this country. Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Not right now, but in a few years, it's going to be a wrap for real. Y'all better start getting off the grid right now. Like, I'm so serious. In response, Denmark and Greenland have ramped up their military presence in and around Greenland. Denmark increased its Arctic defense spending by $2.1 billion in 2025. A U.S. purchase of Greenland could happen only if Greenland and Denmark agree, which they clearly are not, which is why they're doing fucking protests in goddamn rain and ice right now. That's how much they don't want to be a part of this country, especially with this fucking idiot as president. This is unlikely since representatives of both governments have said the island is not for sale. A U.S. purchase of Greenland would require ratification by the Senate and congressional approval. Alternative strategies for the United States include revising the 1951 Defense Pact to give the United States more facilities. Are you serious? So you're going to undo all that? Boy, I'm telling you. Establishing long-term leases for more defensive sites, expanding investment and economic cooperation. Greenland is an island nation roughly as big as Alaska and Montana combined. It has a population of about 56,000, nearly the same as Carson City. Nevada is very small. Wow. Oh, here's a good map picture. Okay. So again, we see Russia and China. Can we make this bigger? Can I open this in a new tab? I guess that's as big as it goes. But we see Russia, China, and the Ukraine all right by each other. You know, It's a lot of people leaving this country because they know what's up. Let me fuck around and find out a country where I can be myself and be safe and at peace. I will not be in the United States. I swear to God, I won't. About 80% of Greenland is covered with ice, some of it a mile thick. Wow. That is crazy. A mile of ice. I'm from the Midwest, and I remember when we always would get snowed. Like right now, they got snow and everything back home. Blizzards, you know, you gotta shovel your car out the damn snow and shit. I could not imagine living there. Most of the island is inside the Arctic Circle, which is being transformed by climate change. I don't understand why people would want to live there. The nation's economy is based on exports of fish and shrimp, along with economic support from Denmark, but that could change as the Arctic ice melts. Is that it? That's a very short. So yeah, I really hope people are paying attention. Unfortunately, all the distractions of social media, especially, you know, the mindless videos on TikTok and now on Instagram, apparently, it just seems like everybody wants to be distracted. Nobody wants to pay attention to what's actually happening behind closed doors. Now, I'm trying to find the one. Hold on. Here it is. This was published yesterday as well. Israel agrees to join Trump's board of peace as some European nations say no. And look at who we have again, Netanyahu. Who, again, at the end of that video, he was chilling with Trump on the AI video. Wait, now this says... listens during a news conference with President Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, December 29, 2025. So Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Wednesday that he has agreed to join U.S. President Trump's Board of Peace in a departure from an earlier stance when his office criticized the makeup of the board's committee tasked with overseeing Gaza. Now, keep in mind how he just put down the leaders of the European Union as weak, unnecessary. Here's the thing, Trump. Netanyahu is not your friend. He doesn't. He's not your friend. He doesn't give a fuck about you, or that man has lamented his disdain for you, but he's playing a role because he's playing chess and not checkers. Straight up. That man's been a bully. And what's so crazy is Cat Williams, he said it during his stand-up. He was like, we about to see what America's like with a motherfucking bully as president. Straight up. Hey, Kim Trails, good to see you in the chat. I also heard that there's some spiritual gates over there in Greenland. Oh, absolutely. I 1000% believe that. It's some, yeah. I definitely believe that. The Aquarius Rising show breaks it down why touching on. I will definitely check that out for sure. This right the sign. Oh no, I don't want like the zodiac. I'm trying to find what you're talking about. This show, not that. Okay, I found it. So, oh wait, no, that's still about astrology. Well, if I find what you're talking about offline, I definitely will. Because it's just going to keep showing me stuff about astrology. Thank you, Kim Trails. Really appreciate it. That's what I do. I research and then, you know, other people take my research and claim it as theirs. In 2034, they're supposed to be invaded. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, Agenda 2030 has been in the works. It's been in the works for some years. I would not be surprised if that's when it happens, to be honest. I really wouldn't. Because like I said, in the premonition I had, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, they said 3 to 5 years of peace. Then after that, shit's gonna hit the fan in the spiritual realm. But yeah, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Wednesday that he has agreed to join U.S. President Donald Trump's Board of Peace, in a departure from an earlier stance when his office criticized the makeup of the board's committee tasked with overseeing Gaza. Norway and Sweden, will you please fuck off? Norway and Sweden, meanwhile, said they would not be joining the board at this stage. Following in the footsteps of France, which has expressed concern the board could seek to replace the United Nations as the mediator in global conflicts. Well, that's just what Trump said. Chaired by Trump, the board was originally envisaged as a small group of world leaders overseeing the Gaza ceasefire plan. The Trump administration's ambitions have since expanded into a more sprawling concept, with Trump extending invitations to dozens of nations and hinting the board will soon broker global conflicts. Trump headed for the World Economic Forum meeting in Davos, Switzerland, where he is expected to provide more details about the board. Israel, Azerbaijan, and Kosovo say yes. Norway and Sweden say no. Says much of Western Europe, Russia, and China have not said whether they will join. Russia, I do believe, will eventually join because Putin is running that. The European Union, I highly doubt they're going to join. China, I'll be surprised if China joins. I'll say that. Those who previously joined the board are the United Arab Emirates, Armenia, Morocco, Vietnam, Belarus, Hungary, Kazakhstan, and Argentina. Bahrain and Egypt said Wednesday they would also join. Invitation letters from Trump also have been sent to the UK, Canada, Russia, Ukraine, China, Egypt, Paraguay, Turkey, India, Slovenia, Croatia, Thailand, and the European Union's executive arm. Here's the audacity. You completely degrade the leaders of the European Union. You degrade the leaders of Europe, but yet you extend an invitation for them to join your board of peace. Is it bipolar disorder? Because this feels beyond delusions of grandeur. On what fucking planet do you think you can criticize the leaders and then invite the same leaders you criticize to join your board of peace? Like, oh my God. They need to put all these crazy motherfuckers in the same goddamn loony bin, I swear to God. Wow. There are many unanswered questions. It was not immediately clear how many other leaders would receive invitations and how broad the board's mandate will be. When asked by a reporter on Tuesday if the board should replace the United Nations, Trump said it might. Wow. Under the ceasefire deal, the board's Gaza Executive Committee will be in charge of implementing the tough second phase of the agreement. That includes deploying an international security force, disarming the Palestinian militant Hamas group, and rebuilding the war-devastated territory. It will also supervise a newly appointed committee of Palestinian technocrats who will be running Gaza day-to-day affairs. All of this, I want to rebuild Gaza shit. No, you just want to take control of all the money and the earth elements, sir. That's really all it's about. You want all of this. You really don't give a fuck about rebuilding Gaza. You care about all of this shit here. Okay? This whole acquiring Greenland, taking over Greenland, $1 billion charge to be on a board of peace, which is some bullshit, because you know damn well your dumb ass don't want no damn peace. You just want to take control of everything and everyone. And even right here, he's been talking about acquiring Greenland since 2019. Why has nobody covered this? So he has seen, this is my opinion, allegedly he saw all of this shit here and was like, oh, I need to go over to Greenland and take Greenland over because look at what they got. That'll help me and this entire country get out of debt. Not when you try to take shit by force. If a man will try to take a country by force, it's my opinion, you'll try to take a man or a woman by force. And God forbid a child. Because those are the things that all these people at these Diddy parties are being accused of. And sir, your ass was there in 1998. Okay? This, I'ma force people into doing things my way. It ain't gonna, no, you're not. So yeah, his worry is that Russia or China could seize Greenland. I'm not gonna lie. He might manifest that. Because it would honestly, it would be really fucked up, but on the same hand, it would be the rulers and leaders of this country, it would be y'all karma for allowing this shit. Y'all allowed this motherfucker to have a second term. And did he actually follow through on any of the shit he said he was going to do in the first term? Not a damn thing. The only thing he followed through on was the peace treaty. But as far as the financial part and all the economics, all he has done is cut a shit ton of federal funding in this country so he could fund that money into other countries that don't even want to fuck with you. That's what makes you a stupid motherfucker, Donald Trump. Stupid as hell. Because I will not be surprised if within the next year or even before the end of this year, if we start seeing more alliances between Russia and China. Specifically as it is concerning the seizing of Greenland. And maybe, Donald Trump, you should have kept that one to yourself. Because now you've given Russia and China an idea of what they can do to come together to come against this country because of your stupid ass. Dumb motherfucker. China and Russia have been increasing their Arctic military presence. I wonder how much Arctic military presence we have over there compared to China and Russia. Not to mention, like I said, Denmark and Greenland have ramped up their military presence. They not with your shit. They like, oh, you want to come over and take over here? Okay, well, we about to just amp up all of our military. We about to get all of our troops in order. In case this crazy motherfucker really thinks with his orange Oompa Loompa ass looking face in that ugly ass wig you've been wearing for decades. Your stupid ass really thought that Greenland was just going to be dumb and just let you come over and take over their country? Hell nah. Hell nah. Not at all. It's like crazy to just go start. Exactly. It's real crazy to go start all this. But now we understand why. This is what's over there. This has been over there. Everything that fuels our technology, our everyday of living, it's all over in Greenland. It ain't over here. That's for damn sure. It's like poker, never show your... Exactly. Like, why would you sit up there and give them the idea... Wait, that's the wrong... Hold on. I'm sharing the wrong screen. why would you sit up there and give them the idea? Like, for real, you gave it to them exactly what to do against us. Damn it, where was I at? I gotta scroll back down. Yeah, so all this, I want to go over to acquire Greenland for national security, and, you know, so I can steal, allegedly, all of their earth metals and all their, you know, earth elements, and you know, we can just take all of that so we can fund, you know, other countries, not our own, and we're gonna just come over there and take over. Meanwhile, Greenland is like, bullshit, my nigga, we getting our military up. You're not gonna bring your punk ass over here. But he seems to think that he can. And I think it's gonna be a cold day in hell before Greenland and Denmark agree to let you come to their country and take it over. I feel like you're gonna fuck around and find out real quick that ain't the place to do that bullshit. Oh, bars. But for real, that's, motherfucker's crazy. So, yeah. Like I said, this is quite concerning, but I don't fear, and it's 2:22 on the clock. I don't fear anything that is coming, because I've seen all of it. I've literally seen all of it. What I do believe is that the angels and the Most High, one, I know the Most High God is in control, but there's a lot of things that have to happen in order for prophecy to be fulfilled. And what I believe is going to happen to you, Donald Trump, is that your humanity is going to kick in to the point. Hold on, what? Oh, sorry, I saw a notification on my phone. What's going to end up happening is, how do I say this? Because it is YouTube. Certain ambitions that Trump has, he may not physically be around to actually see through. I'll put it that way. We all are experiencing the repercussions of these. Thank you for retyping that. These dumbasses voting for him in the first place. Sometimes I just can't get mad at what he's doing. True. Because, yeah. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. Purple, by the way. I'm not sure, but thank you for tuning in. If you visited my... sorry, y'all, I'm getting tired. My sleep aid's kicking in, which is why I'm about to end the live. If you visited my Rumble page, thank you. And don't forget to subscribe and follow. Alabama John said he wants to talk to you right now. He is live on Rumble. Come over. Oh, thank you for that, but I don't know who that is, and I can look them up later and check them out and see who they are. But thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Trump, what's about to happen is your allies that you think you have, you're gonna fuck around and find out that they ain't your friends. And although he has had this very, let me pull that up, timeline. He doesn't think that, like literally, he doesn't think that the people he calls allies will turn on him, but they are. They're going to. It's just a matter of timing. Hold on, I'm trying to see. And fuck that, this website keeps doing too much. think this is it. Yep, this is the one. That's what I was looking for. Timeline of Donald Trump's statements on Russia, 1985 to present. Notice the dates. 1985 to present. Yeah, it's a lot of years. Says for years, whispers and allegations about Donald Trump's ties to Russia have persisted, ranging from eyebrow-raising business deals to explosive claims of secret affiliations, such as the widely discussed speculation that Trump may have operated as KGB asset Krasnov since the late 1980s. Our exploration of these suspicions can be found here. Okay, I'll come back to that. But beyond conjecture and controversy, a clear understanding requires looking closely at Trump's own words and actions over the decades. Wait, was that it? Or is it? Was that it? For real? This article aims to provide clarity by assembling a detailed timeline. This is not what I was looking for. Hold on. That's not it. Oh, but I did just see something. Hold up. Wait a minute. This just popped up. This just popped up when I was typing in timeline of Trump and Putin's friendship. This also confirms what I showed you guys tonight about Angie Stone's gematria. Because it had child sacrifice and labyrinth, and it had Donald Trump's name and Putin's name. Donald Trump forcibly sodomized and repeatedly tortured a prepubescent child. This was just published on the 18th. A compelling interview regarding Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and friends and their what? And their child sex trafficking activity? Are you fucking kidding me? No, not get my email. Whoa. There will be rich grounds for blackmail from Netanyahu. What? It reveals the depravity at the base of the American state and the uniparty that the people involved, in this case, high-up members of the Republican elite, Jim Jordan, Lindsey Graham, and Trump himself. Says Sasha Riley contends that Donald Trump forcibly sodomized and repeatedly tortured him as a prepubescent child. Sasha's timeline matches the already established documented historic timeline of Trump and Epstein first becoming friends during the latter 1980s. Sasha states that he never knew his biological parents and shortly after birth was legally adopted by one of Jeffrey Epstein's pilots, who was reportedly mentioned in both the Epstein files as Billy Riley or William Riley, as well as in the tell-all book written by the late Epstein victim, Virginia, maybe it's Giuffre. Says, according to Sasha, for a number of years, his adoptive father, William Kyle Riley, alternately alternately transported in planes, helicopters, and vehicles Sasha and other abused children, as well as Epstein's wealthy paying clients, to elite parties, often held at farms in the South. Based on Sasha's first-hand testimony, these twisted soirees included tinted affairs primarily in Texas, Alabama, and Tennessee, near where Sasha and his family moved and lived. Sasha maintained that Epstein catered to, if not answered to Donald Trump as Epstein's boss, not just friends sharing the same predatory appetite. Wow. Victims on the younger side. Now for the latest incriminating details pontificated by trafficked victim Sasha Riley, who claims that Trump raped and tortured him 3 times over a several-year span while Sasha was still a preteen. On the second encounter, Trump vocalized to the party host how he wanted to indulge his bloodthirst. What? To kill somebody. He was told there would be none of that, but a litter of unwanted puppies were offered. Oh, wow. Oh my God, this is disturbing. Okay, yeah, you know what? That's a little too, yeah, that's too much. That's way too much. Cause I'm like, I wasn't even looking for that. That just, I don't even know how that popped up. Cause this is actually the article I was looking for. Putin pledges $1 billion to support Trump's peace board. It says breaking: Putin signals Russia will contribute $1 billion to Trump's board of peace. I'll believe that when I see evidence of that. Well, but then again, if Putin did say he would, yeah, I guess that does make sense. He would get on board with it. What I honestly believe is going to happen is Putin's going to turn on Trump, and that's what's going to bring about the actual war. Yeah, Vladimir Putin said, I forgot I did just read that. So again, sleep aids kicking in. Vladimir Putin said Moscow is prepared to contribute $1 billion to Donald Trump's board of peace. Wow. Details on how the funds would be used, the timeline, and any conditions were not promptly disclosed. The statement underscores Russia's willingness to participate in diplomacy through a high-stakes financial offer, a move that could shape how Moscow engages with Washington in future peace efforts. Now this says large financial gestures in international diplomacy often accompany broader negotiations and symbolic signaling. The impact depends on how funds are managed, monitored, and linked to concrete policy steps. Readers should view such announcements as potential openings for dialogue rather than definitive outcomes. Vladimir Putin, Russia, $1 billion, board of peace associated with Donald Trump. But it doesn't give a status, so did he actually do it or not? Wow. So Putin's $1 billion commitment, form of funding, it says grants, low interest loans, and material supplies, example, construction equipment. Delivery time dispersed in quarterly tranches over the next 24 months, aligned with reconstruction milestones. Accelerate rebuilding of housing, schools, hospitals, and vital utilities in Gaza. Okay, so here's where I'm at. I'm going to keep paying attention to this to see, does the money contributed from the $1 billion Board of Peace membership, Are we going to start actually seeing this shit in Gaza? I mean, if you've got multiple leaders of countries pledging $1 billion, that's plenty for y'all to start rebuilding right now. So let's see this actually manifest, because if we don't see housing, schools, hospitals, and vital utilities in Gaza, then we know that this was all complete bullshit just for him to be able to take money from people. It says, real world example, early phase of hospital rebuild. Gaza Central Hospital wing renovation funding source $75 million from Putin's pledge. Outcome as of October 2025, 30% of structural work completed with Russian supplied prefabricated modules, reducing construction time by 12 weeks. Hospital administrators report improved morale among staff and patients due to visible progress. But I'm confused as to why they're so focused on Putin's pledge and not all the other leaders. What I know is that Putin and Trump have been friends for years. Wait, what? I don't know. Get off of here. Yep, he's going to lead this country right into World War III. And the way this man continues to criticize countries, leaders, people, reporters, but then you also want them to get on board with you is just crazy to me. All right, y'all, I got to end this live. It's late. I'm tired. My sleep aid has fully kicked in, which is why my thoughts are starting to get a little scattered. See, like that, scattered. I'm super tired. But I want to thank everybody that did tune in. Thank you so much. To those of y'all that watch for the first time, thank you. Welcome to D's World. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you watched from Rumble or Twitch, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on those platforms. Share this video, comment afterwards. I do have comment approvals on my channel, so when I get to the point where I check the comments, if you have one and it's appropriate, it will get approved. If it's some bullshit, you will be reported and blocked, like a few people were earlier today. But this platform is a safe place for all members of the LGBTQIA community, as well as for survivors of sexual abuse, which is one of the biggest reasons I've been researching this man. Because I still, in my mind, can't believe he's president. After all the accusations, you know, lawsuits, him going to court, even that whole January 6th, you know, insurrection bullshit. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you, my good brother. It's just, it's crazy to me. It's just crazy. It's crazy to see all this manifesting in real time. But I'm also grateful because I was shown this to know to prepare for it. The biggest way to prepare for it is to start getting off grid, meaning purchase land, purchase, you know, property, like start learning how to live off the earth, because the direction that this country is going is definitely idolatry. And this is my opinion. When Revelation speaks about the whore in Babylon, the United States is included in that. So, it's not a fear-based thing. It's be aware and prepare. That's it. Just be aware and prepare for it. because at the end of the day, prophecy does have to be fulfilled. And one thing I know is that the chosen that went through that narrow door that said Yeshua, also known as Jesus Christ, the false Christ, those of us that made it through the narrow door, we came out so much more powerful angelically, and we are the chosen that are a part of that 144,000, but that's beyond human years. So it's not actually 144,000, it's way more than that. But the reality is the idolatry, child trafficking, satanic ritual abuse, satanic sexual ritual abuse, all of this shit, it's all linked. Diddy, Trump, Jay-Z, who else has been accused? Ellen, Oprah, Harvey Weinstein, Epstein. All these people that are connected are all going down. And as hard as it is for some people to believe that Jay-Z can be arrested, he can and he will. He can and he will. Because I don't care what degree of Freemasonry you have, none of y'all are bigger than God. Your earthly protections won't protect you when you die. At all. So I really hope those of y'all that are on this platform, I really hope y'all see what's really going on. Prepare for it. One thing I'm never going to do is tell people what to believe. Believe what you want. But one thing I'm going to always do on this channel is show you what I'm telling you. Like, I'm always going to do that. So thank you everybody that tuned in. A shout out to everybody that participated in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's watching on all platforms. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And for those who would like to support the channel, feel free to send any channel donations to my Cash App, which is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, also pinned in the chat. And y'all stay tuned. Turn on your notification bell. That way you get notified every time I go live or upload. And I will be back soon. I'm going to keep following all of this. And I'm going to keep you guys updated on, you know, different events and not events, different new developments that are coming specifically regarding Trump's obsession with Greenland and this whole Board of Peace bullshit. I'm going to be following that for sure. I also did some research about lawsuits against Jay-Z, new lawsuits against Diddy, and the Parham versus Combs hearing as well. So hopefully I'll be able to get to those this weekend. There's a lot going on in my real world, but I will be doing the lives as I'm able to and as I physically feel able to, because I do have a lot going on with my health that I'm speaking healing over. So y'all stay tuned. Thank you to everyone who has been supporting the channel and supporting all of my social media platforms. Thank you. Thank everybody that follows on Instagram, those that follow on TikTok, and especially, you know, on Rumble as well. But thank you to those that reach out and show support and are always being supportive and uplifting. I really do appreciate you guys. So y'all stay tuned. When I do the next live, I'll do just like I did tonight, you know, post it, schedule it, and then we will dive right back into it. All right. Thank you, DzPeepz. Love y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell.